Welcome to the Inside Running Podcast. This is Brady here. Just a quick note to say that if you're hearing this version of the episode, you're not currently on our Patreon Extra Elite subscriber feed and will only be hearing a partial episode. If you enjoy what we do at the Inside Running Podcast and would like to access full episodes, you'll need to subscribe at patreon.com/Inside Running Podcast. There you'll find our private RSS feed to add to your favorite podcast player, along with all of our other subscriber-only content, which includes unedited versions and early release episodes. If you're not keen to sign up, there's also an option to purchase individual episodes. We recommend you do this on the Patreon app or on their website to avoid the added on fee that they use for iOS. Cheers, enjoy.
Hi guys, welcome to Road to Somewhere, episode 2 and our first of 2026 fortnightly shows. They were talking on the main show about us all signing contracts. I haven't signed anything, but I assume that was just a bit of a joke from Brady, but I certainly haven't signed anything. But anyway, I'm Nick Earl Jones, the man who came 7th at the 2016 Victorian cross-country champs at Bundoora Park, behind the likes of Andy Buchanan, Jack Rayner, Toby Rayner, Steve Deneen was ahead of me that day too. Tell you who was behind me, Julian Spence. He was way back in like 16th or something. Please welcome my co-host, Ellie Pashley, was O'Kane in 2016. He came 8th at the 2016 Victorian cross-country champs. Do you know who was in 4th, Ellie, that day?
No, Victorian cross-country champs.
10 years ago.
Sinead?
Yeah, Sinead came 4th. So, yeah, I thought it was
That
pretty
was
cool.
back in the day when she still ran cross-country.
Yeah, does she not anymore?
Nah, not very often.
I
She used
guess
to
I
run for
haven't seen
South
her.
Melbourne.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, who were you
Yeah,
running?
she's a good cross-country runner. She just doesn't like it. 2016, I was running for Geelong.
Yeah, you were. I'm looking at results now, actually. Do you know who won? Any idea?
No idea.
Tarly
remember.
Bird.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then Jim Maloney was in 2nd.
Yep.
And
That
then
was when Jin was like getting really good, I
She was
reckon.
flying that year, yeah.
Yeah. She
I
sort of
remember.
came, was it that year that she sort of came out of nowhere and started like winning some XCR races and
Yeah, I think that was then. Or she was kind of up and coming and then suddenly hit the front. And then, Gemma Maney in 3rd and then Sinead in 4th. So, you were 8th.
strong
So I was
field.
quite chuffed because I was in 7th in the men's race. There you go.
Damn it.
Just welcome my other co-hosts who back in 2016 won the Canberra Summer Series 5K in January 2016 in 17:11.
Leanne was about 12 then, wasn't she?
Exactly. Tell us about that race, the Canberra Summer Series 5K.
Wow, I don't even know what you're talking about, actually.
Well, it's on your World Athletics profile.
I can't even tell you about it. I do have some other results from 2016, though, and that's when we're going back 10 years. That's a funny year for me because I was actually in college and I had only been running. I was so new to running, so pretty much every race I ran, it was PB. So it was a great year.
So how were you in college if you'd only just started running?
Because I started
Were you
running
on a
late.
scholarship?
I was, yeah. I started running when I was 18. Yep. Albany.
And you got a
the year-
scholarship straight away to a US
I went to
college.
not D1. I went to NJCAA, which is junior college. So it's kind of like a bridging school. So the idea is it's 2-year school. So you go for 2 years, you get your all the requirements you need to move on to a D1. I just didn't make it that far.
Yeah, right.
How long did you go to college for, Leanne?
About a year and a half. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Whereabouts was it again? I know I've asked you this before.
I was in Iowa. Yeah.
Iowa.
Did you
Iowa.
get a
So it
tattoo?
was- No, not for a year and a half. I'm not doing that.
Because you're not an embarrassment, that's why.
Not a giant thigh
Yeah.
tat.
You speaking of, yes. No.
No. What was the highlight? What was the best race of 2016, would you say?
For me, well, it's funny because I actually went in and looked at some of the races that I did, and I think I did run a mile. I ran a mile that year, and I think that's the only mile I've ever raced. So my PB is still 5:04, I think.
Nice.
Yeah,
You probably
good
beat
flying.
that in a half marathon, I reckon.
I ran Drake Relays 5K that year in 16:30, and that was a huge PB. That was like a big PB, and that sort of getting when you get a 16 to your name, you feel pretty proud of that.
Yeah, when you're that young too.
Yeah, and I got my first Gold Coast 10K win in 33:59. So that was
that was
pretty
your
cool.
second year of running.
Yeah, 2.5 to 3. Yeah, bit over 2.
So you'd been
yeah.
running for a year, then you applied to go to the US on a scholarship.
So I started running the year of Albany National Cross Country. So I think that was 2014.
Yes.
Yeah, I did that. I did that cross country.
Okay. Yep.
Where'd you come, Ellie?
Um,
Well, we're doing 2060
I can't
next
remember,
year.
but I thought that I came I thought I did okay, but now that I hear that I came 8th at the Victorian cross country in 2016, I'm thinking maybe I didn't. I don't actually know how I would have made the team at Albany.
So
yeah,
was that your first? You just jumped. I mean, because I don't understand this kind of talent, Leanne. Because you've just so you start running 2014, went straight to National Cross.
Yep.
Yeah, so you would have qualified through school for National Cross, yeah?
Yep. And that's when my coach now, who was my school PE teacher, said, come and train with me for 6 weeks and see how you go at Nationals. And he said, if you hate it after Nationals, don't come back. If you love it, stay on. So that's how it sort of came about.
Origin story. Oh, that's great.
There you go.
I can't imagine being that talented to just starting a sport and then immediately kind of going to Nationals and then getting a scholarship. That is clearly talented. Goodness me. But anyway, congrats on your win in.
Well, she's obviously talented.
Canberra Summer Series. I mean, that was the most impressive one.
Thank you.
17:11 as a 12-year-old. So, actually, hang on. You 29 now? 28?
Yeah. 30th year this year. So
30 this year. Okay, so you were 19. That's still solid.
Yes,
actually.
I wasn't 12.
All right, Ellie, tell us about some of your 2016 races a decade ago.
Well, 2016 was actually the year I did my first marathon. So I reckon Jose and I had been we went and renovated this little shack up on the New South Wales South Coast for a bit. And then I moved back to Torquay at the start of 2016. And I decided I was going to run a marathon that year. So that was when I started getting Julian to actually officially coach me. So we'd already been running together. We sort of had a bit of a running group. And then we went overseas for a while, went and lived up there for 6 months, came back. And then I started, I was like, okay, I'm going to do a marathon. And if I'm going to do a marathon, I'm going to train properly. So yeah, I got pretty into my running that year. That was a bit of a turning point, I'd say. Yeah, so I think on my profile, it says 10 kilometers on the road in July. I ran 35:15. I've got no idea where that was. That might be the XCR one, maybe. And then I ran a half marathon at Burnley, 77 flat. And then I ran the marathon at Melbourne and I ran 2:46:11. That was the year. I don't know did you do it that year, Nick? It was really, really windy.
No, I did. Yeah, I did the half or the 10. I think I did the 10 actually that day. And that was when Zaka was drafting. Was it Mottram on the bike? He was proper cheating. I think John Dutton then lodged a complaint, but it didn't get up. And if they'd asked
I didn't
me,
get
I would
DQ'd.
have been like, you got to DQ Zaka for that. That was absolutely ridiculous because it was a crazy wind and he was just drafting all the bikes.
Yeah, it was really windy. I reckon Jin won the women's race that day, actually.
Okay. I'm just looking at the Albert Park results. Yeah, and you came 7th Yeah, in
Did I?
35.40.
Yeah.
Jim Maloney won in 33.53. So
Yeah. Yeah, so
just
I was a
pre
fair way
super
back.
shoes. The times are
Pre-super shoes. Yeah, that's it. I think I wore, what did I wear for my marathon? I wore like a training shoe. Zoom Elites. Remember Zoom Elites?
yeah. You ran 2:46 in them. Oh wow, that's good. On a windy
Yeah.
day. Were you
Um,
drafting on a bike that day?
nah,
You weren't
I
cheating.
had a guy, I had Brad Fuller from Geelong who paced me for the first half, and then I was kind of on my own actually coming back up through Elwood. There was another
And that's the
girl.
hard bit. Coming up St Kilda Road is the nasty bit as well.
Yeah, I can't remember. It might have even been Tarly Bird was out there. Yeah, anyway, I can't really remember, but I loved it. 2:46. I was
That's
happy with
great.
myself. Um, and then I did Zatopek at the end of the year and ran 34:39. So I'd say that would have been a PB at the time as well.
And you got the bug by
I'm not
then,
sure
haven't you?
though.
You're like
Yeah, I was
really
after the marathon. I was like, "Yep, I just
I
love
mean,
this. I'm gonna keep doing these
yeah,
forever." And
Yeah,
even though it was a horrendous day, I still loved it.
because my old physio, I don't know if Kevin Laws sounds familiar.
Yeah, yeah.
He
I
would
know
tell
Kev
me
Laws.
how
Yep.
when he would treat me, he would tell me how you used to be a bit of a party animal, and you're yeah.
Oh,
cool. Let's listen to this.
well, that might have been back in the uni days.
What was the
and
story,
he always
Leanne? What was the
thought
story?
and he always thought you'd be really good, but your heart wasn't. Yeah, you were not ready to be committed to running training.
Yeah, I wasn't too bad, but I definitely was pretty lazy through my early 20s
Yeah,
uni
fair
days. So
enough too.
by 2016, I was beyond that. I think I must have been like 27 by then.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Grew up a
yeah.
bit.
Kev was he was a physio in Albury at that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like having that kind of? Because I loved it when I first started running in like 2007 or whatever. I was always known as like a fast runner who never trained, and I loved that kind of label. That I was just like, I'd frustrate the coaches because I just never trained, but I'd still run like 18 minutes for 5K and think I was Billy Big Balls walking around.
Yeah, I didn't. I sort of I wanted to see what I could do if I trained really hard. And I used to get to the start line of races because I used to still race quite a bit, and I was like annoyed at myself that I hadn't done more training. And I always felt so nervous or wished I'd done more. So I remember actually the start line of that Melbourne Marathon in 2016 was the first time I was on a start line. Like I actually did everything that was put to me for this. And I was really so much more confident. And I
You
like loved that
excited.
feeling of feeling like I'd done
Mm.
the training. And it was, yeah, I think before then I was also a little bit scared to train hard and put everything into it in case I wasn't really any better doing it properly. Like I was a little bit like, oh, that'll be a bit embarrassing if I try really hard and then I'm still crap. But yeah, I don't know. That was a good feeling knowing I'd actually done the work for once.
Yeah, that was it's kind of what I was going through in 2016. I was finally feeling like I'm standing on a start line with like looking at the people next to me thinking, cool, I'm better than you. I can win this race or whatever. And then like Liam Adams asking him, "Are you doing a tempo today or are you actually racing?" And he was usually doing it as some kind of session or whatever. So
So what were your 2016 races then?
yeah, so I'm just looking at some XCR results actually. I came fourth a lot in 20 in the XCR. So the Albert Park 10K, I came fourth in 30:26. And
Oh, pretty
the
good.
winner was Liam Adams,
Mm.
probably as part of the session, but he ran 29:48 and he was the only sub 30 that day.
Mm.
And I just saw that result and was like, oh, goodness me, that's slow. And then looking at last year's, well, yeah, 2025, there were Ed Marks won it in just sub 29, and there were 19 people sub 30. That's just so different.
It's
Like,
insane, isn't it?
absolutely crazy. So I would have come with 30:26, I would have come 27th instead of fourth. So
Wow.
I think that's a bit of super shoes, bit of just the running boom kind of like hitting Albert Park. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty
Yeah, the
crazy.
XCR races are just like the depth now is crazy, isn't it? Obviously compared to 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's nuts. I did Burnley, came fourth there, half marathon, 67:42. Zaka won that day, and I don't think he cheated that day, so that was actually like legit.
What
And
did he
then
run?
He ran 66:54.
Ooh,
Jordan Nelson second.
Zaka.
Yeah, Zaka. I remember this. I remember getting a stitch, and that was my excuse that day. Julian came ninth. There he is, 69:23. It was Jamie Cook,
Yep.
Sam Quirk in the top 10. Andre Waring, 15th. That's a good win.
Ooh, he would have been young then, Andre.
Yeah, for sure. It is funny going back and seeing who was there. So anyway, and then a couple of other cross country came second at Wendouree in like 48 high, which is pretty slow, but compared to now, like it's 45 minutes usually now that Wendouree is one in. So yeah, pretty crazy.
I think we can say that about pretty much every race that's put on now. That, well, then compared to now, what time that's winning now would have, would have just blown everyone out. Maybe. But like looking at Sydney Harbour 10K, me winning in like 35 minutes. Like, yeah, now we're trying to aim for
way beyond
31.
Yeah. What about the Canberra Summer Series 5K? Is that still going, or is that?
Oh,
is that
well? Brad spoke about that. 3 people turning up. That's what that is.
Oh, that is it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wonder how many people showed up that day. And World Athletics wouldn't let me look at the results, but yeah. Just so I got do you get any PBs from that year? Obviously you two probably didn't.
No, I think I did. Well, I don't actually know, but I reckon at the time it would have been PBs.
Yeah,
all of those times would have been.
Oh,
no.
Because my 10K still stands. So it's 29:34. I did that Steigen. That was in 9 days after Zatopek, which I ran like 30:08 or something and was really annoyed about it. So that's my PB. 3K PB as well. 8:16. That was from 2016. I remember that was in Watford in England, and Johnny, my twin, came to watch. And after the race, I was chuffed. I ran a PB, and he went, "Oh yeah, you annoyed about that?" Because that was before he was a runner, and he just because I came like near the back, and people went sub-8 and stuff, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, sorry, that looked hard." And yeah, you annoyed? I went, that was a PB. I'm chuffed. I can't believe I just ran 8:16. But yeah. Anyway,
how old were you then, Nick?
I was 31.
Oh, 31.
I was 31.
You're 41.
I'm 41, I know. Yeah, I don't look a day over 40, I don't reckon.
No.
But hoping this old man's strength is going to kick in soon. But yeah, I reckon my days of PBs are over. I actually hit 29:34 again in 2019. So yeah, I did it twice to the second. But yeah, that still stands as my PB. So anyway, I did a half that year, 66:37 at Gold Coast. That was another one. That was good.
Is this why you wanted to talk about 2016? Because you were killing it?
Well, I just enjoyed it because like the guys on the main show were doing 2016, and I was like, "Oh, I beat you in that race. I beat you in that race." And then I started looking back at like those races. Like, yeah, it was a good year. Yeah, my best was probably 2017 actually, but or 2018. But anyway, talking about peaking, Leanne, I reckon we could probably say you're peaking right now. Hopefully not. Hopefully you're still on the trajectory of us.
No,
but you've never been better than you are now, right?
Thank you. You saved that.
The top of the hill for you. It's all
downhill, Leanne.
I mean, just take us through the last couple of weeks, Leanne, because it's been pretty cool.
Yeah. So obviously we spoke about Zatopek, which we've passed that now. It's whatever. I got massively outkicked. That's okay. So then I just had a really good, I think it was 4 weeks in between. So a good 3 hard weeks, all pretty honed in on cross country training. I've never done so many laps of that Stromlo 2.5K loop in my life. I was doing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday sessions all at Stromlo. Also because, over the holidays, tracks are harder to get into and whatever. So it was just easier to go out to Stromlo. yeah,
So did
doing a
you
lot
know
of.
that was it a similar course, or did you know the American course? Because I know Lyndon did. Did you know it at all?
No. So only from what they sort of put out on, social media and the AI generated, what the obstacles are going to look like. But I did watch the NCAA Nationals that they hosted there probably a few years ago when Conor Mantz won. Haftu ran really well. I think he got, I don't know, like 11th or something. Maybe I'm way off there, but he ran really well. And looking at it, you could tell by the footage, you're like, this is not like a Bathurst course. This is not like Aarhus. This isn't, yeah. So I know once we actually, skipping ahead, once we actually walked the course, I know I was saying to a lot of people, I said, I would much rather this course have more hills and less obstacles. Which, yeah.
We'll get into that gimmicky kind of obstacle thing and whether you think that's an appropriate course for World Cross. We'll get to that, but let's talk about your training.
Yeah, training. Yeah. So I was doing a lot of sort of long, and one thing that so I was using the full 2.5K loop a lot, what we used for the trials, and I was including the little, what we call the pimple hill, the little hill at the top, which for normal training, like I think I've said before, like we don't use that just because it's so steep. It's 40 meters. It's the extra 40 meters that the course is short. But in training, you're just like, we don't need to do that. But before this, we thought, well, the stronger I can get, may as well. So I was doing a lot of like 5 times 2.5K loop, progressively getting quicker with 60 seconds rest. And a lot of those were like, it's hard to know. The only thing you can gauge, it's a 2.5K cross country loop. So, times are sort of irrelevant, but except that when you do them over and over again, you know what you've run before. So they were pretty good. I did some pretty hard sessions where I think I feel the fastest I've ever been, but it's hard because I can't really show it in any races that I do. And then I said that before Zatopek and it clearly did not show. It didn't feel like I was any better. But in some of these sessions,
what were you doing?
Yeah, so these were at Stromlo, so I still haven't done that many. I didn't really do many sessions on the track in between Zatopek and World Cross.
So how come you were focused on the hill? Why were you doing the pimple when you knew the Florida course was so? Hang on, was it California? I can't actually remember.
Florida.
Yeah. Yeah. Was so flat.
Well, yeah, okay. So it's not pancake flat. But I suppose the little pimple hill, sort of reflects the ramp or the roller coaster as they called it. Just a really sharp, steep. Something just to attack mid-race, which is sort of what the pimple hill is. And to me, the guys, so I was training with, I had Kieran Shepherd, who was also, he's in my group and he was on the junior team. So he did a lot of training. We pretty much stuck together for those 3 weeks over the holiday period when everyone was kind of away. And I said to him, I was like, I think we should just, my coach was away as well. So using that steep hill, I was like, well, what's the negative? Like, we're only just going to get stronger using this hill every rep. So, so we did that. And we did hit some harder, shorter sessions. Like I did, one of them was a threshold at the beginning. And then we had 3 sets of 1K, 600, 400. And, we did that out at Stromlo just on the 1K loop. And, I think I was doing like 302 for the 1K. I can't really remember the 600. It's a bit. And then, I managed 60. I was pretty proud of this. 66 for the 400. So we went from the 700 meter mark to the 100 meter mark. And, that was meant to be a hard session, and it was. And like they said, I feel like, that kind of 1K, 600, we'd never do 600s. Like that's just not in my, that's not my strength. So that's what I'm also wanting to work on. But that's also hard when you're trying to be a marathoner. You can't have it all. Sometimes I want to be a bit greedy.
Did you get fire in your belly like after Lauren kicked you? You're like, right, I'm going to get fast over 400s. There's a 66.
Yeah.
You need to get it. You need to go down to 50 to go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever do a 1500 meters again, but yeah. So like we were still doing, we threw in some hard sessions like that, which I think I needed, but also a lot of the, like I said, 2.5. Then I did, hard K reps on a Saturday, or
So what were you doing for the loops compared to your actual race? Like, was it similar kind of time to your actual cross country race that you did there, or was it faster?
Like at the trials
recovery. Yeah. So the trials versus your session.
I can't even remember what pace I averaged at the trials. I can't remember what time I ran.
I think you ran 33 something. Would that be right?
Oh yes, I think you're right. Yeah, 33 mid-ish, I think.
So what's that? 17,
which would be
8.5 minute. 8.5
okay,
so just under.
Yeah, some of my reps, like I said, like especially the 2.5K loop, I would sort of start at maybe like 326 pace, then go 324, 320, 3, and then end in like a 316 pace. So it did end up being, the last rep would be quicker than what I raced at, if that makes sense, but I started slower. So
yeah, right. So you were you were going by the end,
yeah, and I did feel, by the end of the 3 weeks, I was like, well, 3 weeks is a good amount of time being at height. I was doing I was probably sitting at just under 180 or around 180 for those 3 weeks as well. That's Ks for the week.
Yeah.
And I think I was just feeling good. I was like, well, it's a good 3 weeks. We just got a week before the race to sort of just hopefully get some super compensation and feel good.
So when did you travel?
Yes, I traveled on the Monday, but I got to got into Tallahassee on the Tuesday before the race, as did most of the team. And then, the ones that sort of do their own thing or live over there sort of trickled in up until about Thursday.
So were you all in the same hotel as or wherever as the other kind of countries, or did Australia have their own spot? How did it all work?
So World Athletics booked out 4 hotels in Tallahassee and just put countries in. So we were in one hotel with like the US, Spain, Japan, and a few other sort of smaller collective groups of countries. We were in a good spot. We had a good hotel, and we were in right in College Town. So it was a pretty cool vibe. And obviously they just came back to the day that we got there. They just was their first day back at school after the break. So it was great because everything in College Town, everything's so close. There's people always out and about. But I mean, obviously they're, fairly young adults that most nights weren't very quiet, but that's okay.
Way to make me feel old, hey? Staying in College Town.
I know, we're in bed. Shut up.
It's 8 o'clock.
No, but it's good. Yeah.
So did you make friends with people from the other countries who you were in there with? Or did you know people already?
Not really. There wasn't much mingling between countries. Aussies, we'd sit. Yeah, I mean, we'd have the dining room where we'd all come for food, and we'd all sit with each other there. I mean, I suppose unless you really knew someone from the other country, you'd talk to them, but otherwise we kind of stuck to ourselves. And we all got on well.
Team bonding? Good team bonding?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the ones that. Yeah, most people, on majority, I'd say 90% were there.